toughest part for any speaker or any seminars, conferences, the immediate session after lunch. So with that, I have to disagree with Komal Machinder. He said that before lunch the session will be the toughest. No, this is the toughest. Any guess why it is toughest? We'll finish it quickly. The reason is we take protein-rich, carbohydrate-rich food. It contains amino acid called trophamine that will induce production of serotonin hormone that gives that feeling of comfortness to sleep. With that, I'm going to talk about common challenges. This is from my real experience, not something to get scared or something to, because we know that everybody assembled here made the journey through the topmost levels, as in that learning curve what we saw, that the mastery level. So not to make you learn, but I will share my experience. So how it goes when it comes to any quality management system in the organization. So what are common elements of quality management system? The common elements of quality management system may vary organization to organization. The reason is one size won't fit into all. The quality management system itself, varies the requirements of industry. Say, for example, I'm into a biopharmaceutical industry where we have very stringent regulations to follow to manufacture a product or render a service. So similarly, if you go to automobile industry, the requirements will change. If you go to some other industry, the requirements will change. But the constant factor is quality management system requirement for every organization. Is that right? So with that, just I want to give a sense of thought, just to think yourself. So if you have a problem, health problem, where you go? You go to see a doctor, isn't it? So how you identify a good doctor? We have done some, Madam said morning ratings and all. So normally how you do? We look at their education qualification, expertise, their achievements, reference, everything, isn't it? So if you want to construct a home, you will look for a best engineer. Is that right? So like every field have their own expertise, and most of them need education as part of their curriculum, and they will become their mastery in their field of engagement. But do you think quality assurance employees, the people who work on quality assurance teams or delivery excellence, need such kind of curriculum? Can you raise your hands? Do you feel that's required? Yeah. I think the reason is that Dr. learns throughout his journey of study. Engineers learn similarly, and they will start their job. But when it comes to quality assurance teams, everyone learns from the first day of the job. Is that fair? Without knowing anything. And for my surprise, I have seen some of the organizations, the people will put into quality who are not doing well in the operations. This is a fact, isn't it? When I was working with one of my previous companies, I don't want to name it, of course, it's not good. When I joined the team, I've seen a lot of people on the quality assurance team, and just I started interacting, and then I realized that they don't know anything about quality. Then I asked them, why these people are working in the quality assurance department? The surprising answer that I heard from them, they are not good in operations. That's why they are moved to quality. Why I'm talking about this, and not to make anybody feel discomfort, but that is the most of the organizations, the management looks towards the quality, because there is no, it's only ROI, there is no return. Okay, so there is no return on investment, only investment. They cannot get any return. That's what the management thinks. So with that, these are the common elements of any quality management system: policies, objectives, manuals, standard operating procedures, resource and infrastructure, quality records. Internal process are their interactions, customer satisfaction, product quality, continual improvement, isn't it? It may be here and there could be additional requirements, but these are the very important requirements. Let us see one by one how it goes. Yeah, we heard some of the earlier speakers talking about mission and vision statements. Vision statements required for growth of the organization. If you want to introduce or induce quality culture in the organization, you must need a quality policy. Who should define quality policy? Again, I'm not going to ask expect you to answer, but I will share in a very, I think a couple of months back in a LinkedIn post, one of my LinkedIn posts, I asked this same question: who should define quality policy in the organization? I given options: quality manager, quality head, operations head, executive management. Believe me, only 17% of the voters out of 3,000 plus said that the quality policy should come from the executive management. So that is one of the biggest mistakes that many organizations doing, because when you are not asking your management to commit to your quality management system, then they feel that quality is like an additional burden for the organization. So by asking the management to define the quality policy, because we always believe that quality policy is a mirror image of management commitment towards quality. So in that case, the management must think what is the quality requirement for their organization based on their customer, their business objectives. Then they should define the quality policy. So we know that everybody knows that quality manual. Okay. So normally quality manual talk about how the quality management systems are implemented and ensure to any other quality is introduced into a product or service till the delivery or even post delivery when it comes to services. But if you look at with my experience, what I seen, some of the quality manuals I have done more than 500 assessments of different organizations as part of my job role, because we are into a regulated industry. Before outsourcing any activity, we have to assess their quality management system, and then only we should award the project. So some of the organizations define their quality manual, and there is no meaningful structure in it. They define the way they want. It's not that it's mandatory to follow any ISO standard or anything, but you should have a logic in your quality management system. How your quality management system you defined, implemented, and measuring and improving it. So that is very important requirement. That's a common mistake that what I have seen. And quality concepts are not explained properly. So what are the concepts they follow as part of their operations, as part of their product development or service? And there is no interaction. The manual not explaining how the different department will collaborate working towards quality. If every department working on silos, they cannot bring quality, because it should be a collaborative effort in the organization. every department, including sales and marketing, HR, any even admin, maybe that even though you think that they're support functions, they have their own role to play in the quality management system. Sometimes I've seen quality manuals just for document requirement to meet audit or inspection. They copy from somewhere and they paste it, and that is not defined or not designed the way that required for the organization. And also, as they done it as a like copycat, that is not relevant to their business. This is a very important thing. We know that. I'm not going to talk about what is SOP and all, but some of the issues, too much theory or insufficient a description of the SOP. Sometimes it may be too much or sometimes it is insufficient. But as a quality management department, they have to ensure that the structure defined for the process or the procedures defined within the processes must be good fit to their organization, right fit to their organization. It should not be too much or too less. And too much rigidity. That means it say that you have to do it. You have to do it this way. Sometimes morning, some of the speakers said that it's not that always you have to follow process at what you have what defined. Sometimes based on the circumstances or technology requirements or regulatory changes, you should have the simplify your procedure without compromising the requirements of quality and regulatory requirements. And not customer focused. The procedures are not talking about how that will help the customer in delivering quality and compliance, are not controlled. This is very important. Maybe it's not very much discussed about in our other industries, but in biopharmaceutical industry, aviation, automobile industry, procedure must be controlled. Only the latest version of the procedure should be available to the end users. Not consistent. Say for example, they have different plants or different offices within the India or across the globe. The process defined as not harmonized. There could be differences between the countries to country in terms of local requirements and regulations, but the procedure should be consistent across the different geographies. With that, you are able to achieve the quality in the product and service consistently. So resource and infrastructure is very important. As I said earlier, one size won't fit to all the organizations. The reason is, if the quality assurance resource not able to understand the requirement of business, they're not able to define the quality management system that required for the organization, then it won't go well. So sometimes, as I said, organizations putting the resources which are who are not doing well into the quality management system or quality assurance department. So that will leads to inexperience in the defining of policies or procedures for the quality assurance department and also supervising the operations. So lack of SMEs, audit readiness for business, or sometimes the quality team themselves don't know about the concept of audit methodologies, audit techniques. So when the audits are conducted or inspections are conducted, you should know how to extract information from the auditees. How many of you have heard the word road? Can you raise your hands? So road is one of the auditing techniques. I think one of our speakers just touch based morning about total quality management. If anybody done their curriculum, that's why I always think that curriculum is very important when it comes to perform a quality assurance job. If somebody done their quality management system, these are preliminary concepts explained in the curriculum of the total quality management. Road is nothing but read the procedures what is defined, and observe how the people are doing, and ask what they are doing, how they are doing it, and discover the gaps or non-conformities. This is one of the simple technique, and that's very important to understand. And sometimes, maybe last 15, 20 years, we always talking about industry revolution, technology advancement. That's really helping us to understand the problems at early stage and able to mitigate those. For that, we should automate our quality management system and digitize the records. That will help us to identify the trends. So we know that the current version of ISO 9000 2015 is built on risk-based approach. So it's not it's rocket science. It's easy to understand what is meant by risk-based approach. It's nothing but anticipating risk in every work that what you are doing and identifying the control measures that you have and mitigating the risk. If an organization quality management or quality assurance department able to identify the risk in each process, anticipate risk in each process, and able to discuss, put into go into a war room, call all the process owners and explain to them this could be the risk. These are the risks that we anticipate. Ask them to come up with the controls that can mitigate the risk. Then we can eliminate the risk. So here also the problem what normally observed, there is no real understanding about the concept of risk and how to apply it, and they don't know how to convert a risk into an opportunity. Yeah. So fail to identify risk and risk at the early stage of the project or product, then they are not able to mitigate it. And the risk approach, whatever defined, is not customer focused. And we know that continual improvement is the key for every organization to sustain in the business and grow in the competitive market. So for that, if you want to continually grow, you should have the KPIs defined or a quality objective defined. Why you should define KPIs or quality objectives? You cannot make decisions just on qualitatively. You should measure quantitatively. So to measure quantitatively and make data-oriented decisions, then you should have a KPIs defined. So with that, you are able to measure and identify the trends. And a lot of quality teams not aware of statistical process controls, the tools that are available and how to apply those tools and get the meaningful conclusions from the data that's generated from the organizations. And also there are a lot of organizations very rigid to change. So especially the regulated industry that I'm talking about, whenever there's a change, the entire the relevant staff in the organization must be trained on that and documented it. So and again those because of those headaches, so a lot of organizations won't go for change as they are not able to change, they are not able to improve it. But to again share one of my experience when I auditing, I've seen an organization, they are not updated their procedures for last 8 years, and because they have procedures to show it to the auditors whenever the auditor comes. So that is the kind of latency we see in the organizations. And how many of you believe that quality department should be independent? Can you raise your hands? So only 4 or 5 feels that quality department should be independent. Independent means not under operations, a separate department. That they have, they can take their own, take the right decisions for the organization. So that is a very common problem in many organizations. Quality department or quality head will report to operations head. If you have that kind of structure, when the quality assurance department identify a defect in a product, if they are stopping the product not to go to market, whether operational head agrees it, he won't agree, because for him releasing product on time and getting business is important. So that's where the quality assurance department must be independent to make decisions. With that they are able to control the defects in the organization before reaching it to the customers. So how to resolve the issues? Have a quality policy defined by executive management and ensure that the quality policy is communicated throughout the organization, and also design and implement flexible quality management system. It's not like copycat, you have to define your own quality management system that is suitable for your organization needs and your customer base and your regulatory requirements. And have measurable objectives and apply risk-based approach, accept and embrace change for continual improvement, recruit well-qualified resource for QA, not, somebody is not doing well putting into the quality department, and have customer-focused QMS, and automation and digitization is very important. That too after a pandemic, most of the organizations moving towards automation, especially in pharma and biotech, 90 to 95% of the companies already moved into automation. So that's where that's very important. The sustainability that will be achieved, when you have quality culture, inculcated at all levels of the organization. It's not that the person who's working on product development should just follow quality. All the levels in the organization must follow quality management system. With that, you can you are able to create sustainable quality culture. Yeah, should have all the process well defined, and employees should follow smart values or smart objectives. So that's suitable for the organization. And we discussed morning, one of our speakers said that quality cannot be measured after product manufacturing. So the quality must be incorporated. Quality requirements must be identified and incorporated at beginning of the design stage of the product, not after developing it. So these are some of the other as running short of time, I'm going quick. So the true culture of quality is an environment in which employees not only follow quality management system, but also consistently see others taking quality focused actions. Here others talking about quality and feel quality all around. So that is a real quality culture that we have to create in the organizations. So what are the benefits? How many of you feel that a quality assurance department can change the country's economy? Can you raise your hands? This is my last slide. And the speaker we have spoken about TQM, well explained. That's again part of the TQM curriculum inputs. After World War II, Japan where they are struggling. They are struggling for for their daily meal. So at that time, the Joseph Juran from USA, he traveled to Japan and stayed there for few years, and he established a quality culture or quality management system in the Japan. Now we can understand that Japan, if you look at the size and the population, it's a very small country, but if you look at the economy, they are in top 5, 6, isn't it? So that is the reason. If a quality assurance department works well in the organization, they can keep their customers happy by producing quality product and quality service. With that, the organization will grow. As the organization grows, their imports and exports will be improved. With that, they pay more taxes to the government, and with that, the government can spend on the infrastructure, building infrastructure. With that, the country can grow. With that, the nation can provide a quality life to their citizens. So, as a quality warriors, I think we are very, very important, playing very, very important role in every country's economy, and so we should feel proud to be a quality professional. And this is my last slide, and I will stop it here, and take questions now, or if any questions, or we can discuss later. Yeah, okay.